under instructor Paul McCullough as a member of the UNT Karate Club in Denton, Texas. She began training under Bob Beasley in 1977 and received her black belt in 1984. As a brown belt in 1980, Karate Illustrated rated her the #7 advanced women's sparring, which included brown and black belts. She is a 7-time Golden Greek Award winner and has been rated #1 in the state fighting 8 times. In 2005, Mrs. Beasley won an NASKA world title in senior women's sparring, placing first in 6 of 8 national tournaments, including the prestigious U.S. Open and the Battle of Atlanta. During that 2005 tournament season, Ms. Beasley entered 27 tournaments, AOK and NASKA, and out of approximately 60 matches, she lost only 2, the Diamond National and the New England Open. In 2006, she was runner-up to the NASKA title in both sparring and kata. She teaches karate classes at the YMCA at White Rock and Belleville Community Center. Mrs. Beasley is a graduate of North Texas State University and has a master's degree in education. She's currently employed as an elementary school librarian in Mesquite. Anne-Marie Qualls. Anne-Marie Qualls started training in karate in 1984 in Plano, Texas at National Karate Academy. She joined the Beasley Karate program in 1995 and received her 3rd degree black belt from Mr. Beasley in 1999. She's been an instructor with the Beasley Karate program since 1997. She's been the chief instructor at the Garland PAL since it started in 1999. Mrs. Qualls also helps instruct at the other Beasley Karate locations. Mrs. Qualls is currently employed at UT Southwestern as a physical therapist assistant. Gee, I don't know if I know this lady. Linda Denley. They called her the First Lady of the Texas Terror during her golden reign as the karate tournament circuit, and for a good reason. Linda Denley's aggressive, hard-hitting style made her the most feared competitor women's community today. Rated #1 from 1973 to 1996, she has the longest winning streak in martial arts history. Fought for 9 years, winning over 3,000 consecutive fights before losing a match. Fighter magazine dubbed her the greatest woman fighter of all time. Her rivals admitted to studying her fights and looking for weakness, but they had to look hard. Denley's style was precise and effective, and effectively she trained, seriously so that she entered to the ring for competitors, for competition. She enters like a Texas tornado. Her restless, lawless kicks and punches need slow motion cameras to capture, and the point fighting infractions called against her were mostly for excessive contact.
Oh, shucks.
Denley has always stated that the key to being successful martial artist is to stay prayerful and believe with Christ Jesus that all things are possible. She always has a winning attitude, a natural athlete. She participated and excelled in many sports as a teenager. You name it, she did it. She decided to start studying martial arts in 1973 at a local community center where they were teaching Tang Soo Do. Denley joined hoping it would enhance the performance of other sports. She became world champion before she made black belt. In less than 2 years, she got her black belt and was winning tournament titles and instructing classes herself. While still in high school, Denley qualified for the Olympics in 5 track and field events, the shot put, the discus, the 100-yard dash, the 220, and the 440, and was declared ineligible due to her professional winning on the karate circuit. She had an opportunity to play for the semi-pro basketball team, the Houston Angels, in 1975-9. But at that point, she was too involved in karate career and tournament competition. In 1992, she also qualified to represent the United States in the Olympics in Taekwondo, but an injury prevented her going. What a career. Denley won the prestigious Battle of Atlanta 11 times, the Diamond Nationals 3 times, the U.S. Open 9 times, the Ed Parker International 4 times, the U.S. Capitol Classic 9 times. She's a 16 times world champion and named Competitor of the Year in 1979 by the most prestigious Black Belt magazine. She was inducted into the Mount Mars Hall of Fame in 1988, the NASKA Hall of Fame in 1994, the Universal Martial Arts Hall of Fame in 2000, the Texas Martial Arts Hall of Fame in 1999, the Diamond National Hall of Fame, the Bluegrass National Hall of Fame. She's the first female to be inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame along with Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, and Jackie Chan. She was the PKL and the Kick Illustrated Competitor of the Year. In 1982, the Women's Karate Champions for many years. She was recognized as the 1999 Instructor of the Year by the Amateur Organization of Karate, and also the best women fighters for 3 decades in Washington, D.C. on August 12, 2002 at the U.S. Capitol Classic National Karate Tournament. She was also recognized as in December 12 of 2002 by the Amateur Organization of Karate as the only true living legend in the martial arts. In 2003, February issue of Inside Kung Fu, she was also recognized as the most influential martial artist in the world. In 2007, she was inducted into her high school Hall of Fame. In 1988, she joined the Atlanta World Professional Karate Team. By 1990, she was training in sunny Bermuda with the Trans World World Professional Karate Team, continuing her traveling with the globe to complete giving seminars and talks on martial arts. No other woman in the history has made such strides in the karate world. Things began to happen fast. The media loved her. She graced the cover of more martial art magazines than any other martial artist. She appeared on the cover of Sports Karate, U.S. Karate News, Karate Illustrated, Action Magazine, The Official Karate, just to name a few. She was also featured in local newspaper articles and television. Then they began appearing in videos everywhere. Karate Mania, Karate Rock, in 1985, the International Karate Championships and the WAKO World Games from London, England, 1985, Munich, 1987, and Venice, 1990. And when Hollywood called, Dimley was there along with Jackie Chan and Armor of God, Leo Fong, Richard Roundtree in Kill Points, and in Sidekicks with Chuck Norris. Norris also grabbed her for a role in the 1995 Christmas episode of Walker, Texas Ranger, filmed conveniently for Linda in Texas. Dimley is now a 6th-degree black belt in Tang Soo Do, not Long Linda, and a 1st-degree black belt in Taekwondo. World champion Dimley is the owner of the Texas Black Belt Academy Karate School in Houston, Texas. Her goal is to teach everyone respect for adults, to have good sportsmanship, pride in everything they do, instead of to excel in school and sports, and inner strength to say no when confronted with drugs and unhealthy peer pressure. She strives to assist her students in bringing out the qualities that take to become a black belt or a black belt in their chosen field, not just in the martial arts, but in church, school, work, home, or just in every day living. Dimley is also on a quest to help her students to be their best. Besides teaching karate full-time, Dimley is also still giving seminars around the country and promotes the annual Space City Open Karate Championship in April in Houston, Texas, which is now in its 27th year. Before graduating from high school and after each year, her alma mater, Jefferson Davis High School, has a Linda Dimley Day in honor of her achievements. She still finds time to compete occasionally. She's also a strong supporter of the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. Each year, she takes time out of her busy schedule to do the BPMS 150 bike tour for Houston to Austin. Dimley is one of 12 children. She's a native Houstonian. She attended Langston Elementary, Marshall Junior High School, and Jefferson Davis High School, and from there to Sam Houston State. I got different pages. There we go. University. Studying physical fitness and health. She's an active member of the Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church. She attends Sunday school, Baptist Training Union, and sings in the choir. Where do you find time to do all this? She often calls her martial arts a gift from God. It's something that it was meant to do. Dorsey was born and raised in Mansfield, Texas. At the age of 10, Troy began karate and became a black belt in 1981. Troy Dorsey's Karate opened in Dallas, Texas, and in 1999 opened a second location in Mansfield. Troy has been teaching martial arts since 1980 and is a 7th degree black belt. Troy is actively involved in the community through karate studios. He participated in the building and former honorary board member of Jonathan's Place, which is a home for drug-exposed children in Dallas. Troy received Outstanding Volunteer Award for Celebrity Community Leader from the Jonathan Place. They cut off this, so I can't read it all. A foundation of truth, what it says. Troy is involved with the fundraisers from St. Jude's Children's Hospital, Muscular Dystrophy Association, the Leukemia Society, Boy Scouts of America, Chuck Norris's Kickstart program, and North Texas Food Bank. Troy is available for public speaking tours and self-discipline, respect, self-control, and drug and alcohol abuse. Troy is the only man in history to hold world titles in both karate and boxing. He currently resides in Manfield with his wife Leslie and two daughters, Kendra and Shelley. His career tournament record: in 1983, U.S. Kick Champion, KICK Champion in Kickboxing. 1985, WAKO World Champion, London, England. Troy became the only person ever to win 2 world titles at one event in both point fighting and full contact. In 1987, the WAKO Full Contact World Title, the ISKA World Champion Bantamweight. He won 8-8, 8-7 against Felipe Garcia in El Paso. In 1987, title defense versus Steve Dominchik, he won in the 7th round with a KO. In 88, the title defense, he won in the 3rd round with a KO. In 1989, the PKO World Champion in Gothenburg, Sweden. In 1992, in the title defense, a 5th round knockout. In 1994, the ISKA World Championship Lightweight, he won against Rochelle Rochette. His current record, 33 wins, 2 losses, 24 KOs. Very impressive. Special honors: 1980, Top Amateur Kickboxer of the Year. 1982, set the world's record for the quickest knockout in kickboxing history in 9 seconds in the 1st round. Inducted into Taekwondo Hall of Fame as Professional Fighter of the Year. Taekwondo Times named him the Taekwondo Fighter of the Year. Inducted into the World Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Inducted into the World Karate Union Hall of Fame. Inducted into the Texas Martial Arts Hall of Fame. Inducted into the Martial Arts Digest Hall of Fame. The Martial Arts Digest names Troy Dorsey Fighter of the Year in 2003. His boxing highlights: in 82, he began a boxing training with Casey Malone. In 85 was his first pro fight. He won in the 2nd round with a knockout. 1989, the NABF champion in Great Falls, Montana. In 1990, the IBF title fight. He lost a controversial decision in 1990. The Paz rematch in Las Vegas versus George Paz, it was a draw. In 1991, the IBF World Champion, Las Vegas, Nevada, versus Alfred Rangel. He won in the 1st round with a knockout. In 1996, the IBO World Champion in Vejle, Denmark, winning with a TKO in the 9th round. In 1998, he lost the fight, stopped in the 7th round. In 1989, U.S. television named Troy Dorsey versus Harold Rhodes the Fight of the Year. In 1981, Troy receives a proclamation in the key to his hometown, Mansfield, Texas, which proclaimed August 27th to 31st as Troy Dorsey Week in Mansfield. Mansfield awards Troy Dorsey the Chamber of Commerce President's Award. In 1991, Troy Dorsey receives an award of recognition from the Texas Boxing Commission, the only boxer in Texas to receive this award. In 1992, he set the record for the most punches in a boxing match, 1,527 in 12 rounds. Voted the 1992 Fighter of the Year, Mr. Troy Dorsey. Call him Ishmael. Yes. Cornell began karate lessons in 1969 with James Stevens in Galveston, Texas. After 2 weeks training, he won his first tournament in Beaumont, Texas. In 1972, he achieved the rank of first-degree black belt with the USKA under Masters Steve Powell and Rodney Tooley. As a black belt, he entered numerous tournaments and won or placed in the majority of them. His most prestigious titles were the 1977 and 1979 Lightweight United States Karate Championships and the 1978 and the 1980 Lightweight Fort Worth Pro-Am. He was the captain of the Texas Karate team, which swept 3 U.S. team titles, included team members Demetrius Avanis, Phil Lyman, D.P. Hill, Billy Jackson, Ray McCallum, and in 1975 he was the flyweight on the Dallas-Fort Worth Texans kickboxing team in Texas' first kickboxing competition against the Los Angeles Stars. As a professional kickboxer, he went on to establish a record of 27 wins against 3 losses, with 19 wins by knockout, and included the WKA and PKA U.S. welterweight titles and the KICK World welterweight title. He founded Martial Arts America in 1975 and continues to teach and train martial arts students, competitors, and instructors. He's an original founder of the amateur organization Karate and a national promoter of the National Black Belt League. He received his first degree black belt in 1972, his second in 74, his third in 77, his fourth in 81, his fifth in 87, his sixth in 93, and his seventh in 2001.
Attention. Begin. Ready? Begin.
Miss Dinley is going to perform a bow kata for us.
My name is Ishmael Robles. I'm from Galveston, Texas. First of all, I'd like to say what an honor it is to be in front of such a prestigious board of masters and grandmasters. I came in on the very end of the Texas Playing Guns era, and I'm very proud that I had an opportunity to see a lot of you guys, and I admire you very much. In 1985, after retiring from point karate and kickboxing, I became a student of Grandmaster Jun Rhee. I have been teaching the Jun Rhee system ever since, and I'm going to perform a form for you entitled Fight for Right. I'd like to dedicate this forum to the 300 plus black belts that I've had the opportunity to promote in the past 35 years. Many of them are here, especially my two black belt children, Isaac and Chloe. They're going to ask for the microphone so they can put it down. Chloe.
Might for Right 2, Exodus. Can be.
First of all, I want to thank Jesus Christ for allowing me to do martial arts. I want to thank my parents and my wife. And I'm going to do some jiu-jitsu today training. That's Mr. Gann, one of my coaches and trainers, and he's helped me to do this. So I've been doing jiu-jitsu for it'll be 4 years in October. So in jiu-jitsu, that's still a beginner. I'm only a blue belt. It takes about 10 years, maybe 15, maybe 15 to get the black belt.
someone leaning on the dimmer switch on the lights? If you're up against the wall, look and see if you're leaning against the dimmer switch on the lights. And if you are, please move away from it.
I can't film in this.
Although that was a great throw.
I thought that was just me that was losing life.
You can't film in this light.
Somebody find the lights and turn them on. You work a little faster. Got to see this guy. Body sand, come on the line. Ready? Come on, A. Right. Ready? Right, back in the center. Let's go. Come on, Annie, come on, guys.
Come on, Annie. Got me.
Ringo, let's go. Good enough. Come on. Stop. Sit down. Thank you.
My daughter, Amanda Homer.
Together. Body stand. Ready?
Come on, Mickey, sweet knocker.
Yeah. Ready, back to center. Let's go. Yeah.
Come on, Margaret. Come on, Margaret. Office, to you, please. All right, Margaret. On school. Let's go, Margaret. Go, Mickey, Liz.
Ready? Ready? Go.
Stop.
I'm going to spar 2 minutes with my good friend.
Did you say 2 minutes?
This is Mr. Joe Gillen from Austin, Texas. Joe's a very good friend of mine. Joe is also one of the top performers right now, 50 plus years. He's the #1 fighter in national circuit. Each other, fighting sands. Come on, Mr. Rose.
What's that right here? Come on, Mr. Rose. That's Chuck.
Yeah, I love you, man.
That's it.
Come on, everybody. Hey, break, back to the center. Go Hills.
Go this.
Stop. Stop.
They all split off.
Battle of the two world champions. I'm paid to see this fight. Until Mr. Steen says stop.
This ain't
Stop. Better you, Mr. Dorsey, than me.
Our students, Cassie
How much weight you lost, boy? 20 pounds?
Give me, Margaret. All right, Margaret. Sorry, Cassie. All right. Go, Margaret. Come on. Come on. All right. Come on. Go, Margaret.
Ready?
All right, yeah. Here you go. Come on. How about us 20-something-year-olds? Come on.
Stop. Believe we have Ishmael facing Mr. Dorsey.
I wanted to say one thing. Before I get to the one match with Joe Dillon, I was kind of maybe too much butterfly. But I wanted to dedicate that one match to my good friends, two great champions, mentors, terrific people who taught me so much about point fighting, Demetrius and Greek Commanders, and Ernest Radar Smith. And this round that I'm going to do with my good friend here, Troy Dorsey, I want to dedicate to my first kickboxing coach, Grandmaster Larry Casper. And also to my good friend and personal physician, who worked my corner in many fights, Dr. A.J. Jenkins. I lost them both within the week. And kind of a thin corner, but I know they're looking down. They're watching me fight the greatest kickboxer of all time.
Yeah, brother.
everybody on the board want to get up and fight.
Also,
That was great.
it was coming here, Mr. Guy Rucker, UFC champion.
Now Miss Dinley and Mrs. Beasley are going to give us a little demonstration of some of their bygone days, which they're also going to understand new again later tonight.
So I'm not going to give away any of my secrets. Short match.
These two ladies will be facing each other later this weekend in the teams matches, and there will be on opposite teams in the legend teams matches. They've had some historical fights. Maybe we're about to see another one.
Ladies to the board. Let's play. Let's 8.
Come on, ladies, show these guys how it's done.
Stop.
No, he doesn't have to hold that. Hold from the top.
All right, let me see the competitors will line up, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of y'all are here, I know, because of myself. I have a lot of people here. Mr. Dorsey, of course, has tons of people here. Miss Denley, Annie, and Margaret, of course, have tons and tons of people here. But a lot of us don't realize, a lot of y'all don't realize, the board that we had before, that we tested in front of today. There's all the history of Texas Karate. Everything we do today is because of the people sitting at this board. One person, I don't know if anybody's introduced him. A long time ago, I've got a friend that I've known for many, many, many years. And I used to dare him to do stuff because sometimes I knew if I dared him, I didn't think he could do it. But he did it. The first guy that brought people like this together was Gary Lee. How about a big hand for Gary Lee? Many of us, a lot of people had an opportunity to test in front of a board like this, aside from the AKBBA, because this is an AKBBA sanctioned event. But aside from the AKBBA, to have people like Grandmaster Steen and Burleson and Daniels and all the other bunch, and Grandmaster Kerbin, it all was because of Gary Lee. So I've got to give tribute to him. But for the Beasleys to do what they have done today, this is something that no other tournament in quite some time has done. And I want to say, again, I'm so proud to test next to probably the best female fighter of all time from Texas, Linda Denley. Margaret Beasley. Another great fighter, Annie Qualls. And one of my very best friends, I love him like a little brother. Because I'm 10 years older than him. That's why I had to give him a little spanking. Right, not really. But Troy Dorsey, a lot of people don't know, is probably the greatest boxer, kickboxer to ever come out of the state of Texas. The way you can help us out now, we've taken this thing way too long. Way too long. A couple of people are going to say a few words, but we got to get this thing over with because the Beasleys have team matches, and there's a lot of team guys here that are thinking, man, I want to fight like those old guys now. So we want to get those team matches going. Everybody help out. All you judges help out today. And tomorrow, come see us at the big tournament. And tomorrow night, we have the Walk of Champions and the Legends. We've got some great people being inducted. So please come tomorrow, too. Thank you all again. Troy.
Thank you, Mr. Robles. Also, Mr. Cho. Mr. Cho, raise your hands. Everybody knows you are. Mr. Cho, the referee, the head referee. And I don't know if I'd be in martial arts if it wasn't for Mr. Cho. I never have been able to give him, what do you call it, praise and just I'm looking for a word.
Appreciation.
It's in there somewhere. The recognition, I guess, publicly that Mr. Choda is the reason I'm started karate. And he was a great teacher. I said was. Once you are, you always was. So anyways, Mr. Choda, I want to thank you so much, sir, for pointing me to karate and building a strong base. And I couldn't have achieved what I achieved if it wasn't for first Jesus and then you and my parents and my wife. I'm a lucky man. God bless you. Thank you.
Real quick, I don't want to take much time, but I was standing there and I couldn't help but thank my instructor, the late Robert Torres, and I trained under him when I first started karate back 30 years ago. But some of these people up here, Mr. Alan Steen, I remember fighting at the U.S. Open one day and came home and found myself fighting on the Wide World Sports. I wanted to hug him and kiss him and thank him for putting the fights on there. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. This has really been a pleasure and an honor to have you guys to see us test and to test in front of this board. Mr. Fred Simon, one of the godfathers of martial arts too in Beaumont, Texas. Just Mr. Jack Wong, Mr. Pat Burleson, Mr. Larry Ritchie also. Just want to thank everybody. If I forgot to call on anybody's name, charge me to my heart. Head, not the heart, please. Thank y'all again. Thank you very much.
Attention.
Target.
Board promotes her to 5th degree black belt. Miss Linda A. Denley. Board promotes her to 8th degree black belt. Mr. Troy Dorsey. Board promotes him to 8th degree black belt. Mr. Ishmael Robles. Board promotes him to 8th degree black belt. We have, I want the people here present to know that there are no requirements or testing requirements for ranks above 5th degree black belt. These people got out and gave these demonstrations tonight to give you people a chance to see what they were able to do in their lifetime. After 5th degree black belt, promotions are based upon your service to martial arts, your teaching, your tournament history, a lot of things. And these people have reached the pinnacle. 8th degree is the highest earned degree. 9th and 10th are honorary degrees given to senior 8th degrees for even more advanced service. Mr. Beasley, are you here? Where's he at?
Come on now, Bob.
Bob, can we see you for a second real quick? Bob's demonstration has been promoting this tournament. We have promoted him to 7th degree black belt. Margaret Turner Beasley, who thinks she's being promoted to 5th degree, is promoted to 6th degree black belt. Mr. Burleson at this time would like to make a special presentation.
Thank you. Isn't this terrific? The winners have always come from Texas. Now, the trick is we made you, so you need to take care of the next 100 years. It's my pleasure to read this presentation. I'd like to speak on behalf of a man who began his martial art training with me over 45 years ago in Fort Worth. He also trained with several other pioneer martial artists, Ron Moffitt, Chuck Lovin, Steve Stavroff, tested under notables like General Chong Hai, Sharon Rhee, Alan Steen, Skipper Mullins, Mike Steen, Joe Lewis, original pioneers in Texas. His training partners were Patton John Worley, Jim Butin, Gary Hestelow, Dwayne Ethington, Billy Watson, Steve Stavroff, George Minshew, Phyllis Evans, Max Cardoza, Jeff Smith, Larry Cornahan, Billy Simmons. He fought and placed in tournaments in the middle 40s, turned out many outstanding kickbox champions of his own. He taught and run schools in Fort Worth, and then in Houston for George Minshew, and then his own school in Houston. And then in 1972, he began an ambitious bodyguard and security work for rock and roll bands and stayed busy with that for years. In 1985, he and his staff formed the American Black Belt Academy, and since then has kept some of the highest standards of martial artists in the country. A few years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer and told he needed an immediate surgery. Since then, he's gone through several things that would discourage most any average man, but he has persevered in running his schools, teaching, currently training, and still holding the schools together. Last but not least, he's traveled extensively all over the early days of karate, photographing active in tournaments and events. There is truly no one more deserving in our recognitions. It's with great pleasure we hereby promote Master Richie to the rank of 9th degree.
At this time, Mr. Steen would like to make a special presentation.
I would like to ask the Castor family to come up here, please. Larry Dale Castor started training with me
on the recommendation of some of our 10th degrees and High Dan Board Emeritus members, Grandmaster Steen, Grandmaster Burleson, and by unanimous vote of the High Dan Board of the American Cardiac Light Belt Association, we would like to present to you the certificate promoting Grandmaster Larry Castor to the rank of 10th degree Black Belt. Grandmaster Castor, of course, recently passed away and has been a great loss to all of us, especially those of us who trained with him and under him. And we only wish that he could have been here with us today. Any other members have anything else to offer? All right. I guess we'll bring this to a conclusion.